Hi guys, welcome to Saturday Night Live. Not Saturday Night Live, sorry, that is actually copyrighted. But my channel's live on a Saturday night. Hope you are all doing fantastic. I am. I hope you are as well. It is a quiet day. I again got a lot of stuff done, which I don't know about you, but I love getting stuff done. That is so weird. I have one like, but nobody is in live. Oh, hey, Carol. I will be right back. I gotta grab a notebook. Hopefully, it's the right notebook. Hey. I forgot to write down people from live, the past couple of lives. I guess I should do that, huh? And of course, it's not working. It would have to be. Hello, Gojo. Give me a second. Tonight, we are talking about giant sequoia. I am sitting here taking some notes off of my board real quick. Because I forgot to do it earlier. How are you doing? Okay. The rest of it I can get done after live if I remember to do it. Oh, me oh my. Once we get more people, oh, we have 9 people in live. What's up with that? Where's everybody at? Can you guys still, like, hopefully I don't have any issues like we had last week. Yeah, that's what I want to know. There's 7 people in live, and there's only 1 like on top of that. Come on, people. Get with the program. If you're in here and you are not giving this live a like, you're cheating. Okay, so first off, we have some channel stuff that I need to bring up, and I probably will talk about it again and again and again and again. But starting, is it November, Carol? We're going to be starting a once a month subscriber only live. Those will be posted within the next couple days on the channel's community page. You have to be a subscriber in order to participate. If we reach 800 subscribers by either the last week in October or the first week in November, we will be doing a Q&A in the second full week of November. It is going to be subscriber only. So if you want to get in on that, I was just saying, I like turtles, that we are starting a new subscriber only lives. They will be posted on the community page in the channel. And if we reach 800 subscribers by the last week in October or the first week in November, we are doing a full Q&A starting, I forget the date that it's scheduled, but I can tell you in a second. And I'm going to announce this. Maybe what I should do is type it up and just have it be at the top of the screen. What do you think, Carol? Pin it to the top. That live is going to be November 12th. And I don't know. I'm hoping it's a good thing. We are going to get started with that in just a second. I am going to see if I can get into live. Yes, and it is subscriber only. So if you want to participate in it, you got to show up. No cheating. Let's see. Uh-oh. Sorry, I'm quiet. Sorry, I'm being quiet. Just hold on a second. Okay. So yeah, be looking for that. Let's start this live and get busy with it. Carol, I answered that last night. Hold on. I had to exit out of. I'm looking it up. Coastal redwoods. So not sequoia. But we will be talking about those, just not right now. For the first time in channel history, and for the, well, not really channel history because we've talked about plants before, but tonight we are talking about giant sequoia in live. And it's the first time that a plant has been done in the Learn to Care series. So that is happening. Hopefully we all learned something from today's Learn to Care episode. Let's give you an update on our subscriber count before I forget. Uh-oh. Hold on. We are at 784 subscribers as of right now. Guys, we got some work to do. Okay, so before we get into a lot of conservation stuff, we need to know a little bit about the animal or the plants that we're talking about. I almost messed up. First off, these trees get tall. They can reach 316 feet, which is as tall, by the way, as a 31 story building. Think about that. And they can weigh up to 642 tons, or as much as 107 elephants. Redwood fossils date back some 200 million years. The discovery tree was chopped down in 1853 and was around 1,244 years old, and would probably still be here today. I know, but it is what it is. And we're going to talk about that tree much, much later, probably in its own video. But anyway, these trees live for 3,000 years, and they grow at elevations of 4,600 to 7,050 feet. They like a well-drained soil, and they grow quickly. Sequoias need a lot of water. The tree seedlings need lots of sunlight, and in an area with little competition from other plants, because again, other plants take in nutrients and water needed by the tree. These trees are conifers, which means they have cones instead of fruits. Their cones are only 2 to 3 inches long, and they can remain green and viable for up to 20 years. At the base of the plants, the bark can be 2 feet thick. And these trees have male and female flowers. Trees can produce cones at the age of 20 years of age. One cone can hold 230 seeds, and a mature giant sequoia can produce 300,000 to 400,000 seeds. The seeds are winged and can be taken by wind up to 600 feet away from the parent tree. It is the tallest tree based on volume. So first off, this plant is listed as endangered according to the Red Book website. Sadly, the population trend is for more decrease in their population. They were harvested from the 1850s until the 1950s, and their population is severely fragmented. Guys, we have 3 people in and only 1 like, and I don't think I can give a like. So make sure you give the channel a like or the live a like. Fire can damage or possibly kill younger trees, but by the time they are giants, not so much. I don't know about ginseng. I can maybe talk about it at a later date. I will mark that down as an idea. It is written down. Thank you for the like. Like I said, the older trees are more resilient to fires. Sadly, our attempts at suppressing fires has hurt the redwood. And what do I mean by that? Well, yes, the trees need to be able to get sunlight as babies. And so what we've done is we've gone in, Sequoia. But the trees don't allow for, the trees help to block the sun, but the understory, because it becomes so crowded with other plants, that it makes it hard for these sequoia to get sunlight as young trees. The seedlings don't do well with competition. They do need lots of room to grow. That's true. And if there's competition, that can affect growth. It has been used for lumber in the past. Remember, it was going from 1850 to the 1950s. So some of the large homes in San Francisco were built using this tree's lumber. Currently, my understanding is they are not harvested. But there is a trade for their seeds. And it's now being used in some ornamental plantings. Now, there's also a dawn redwood, and I'm not sure where that one fits in. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. That's, well, wait. Yes. I believe so. The giant sequoia is actually a evergreen. And it also belongs to the cypress family. Another name for this tree is giant redwood or Sierra redwood. They're in the same family. So one of the ways that we are ensuring that these trees survive is by protecting the areas where they live, because some of these trees have been around long enough to have seen the American Revolution, the end of the Civil War, the beginning of the Civil War, the War of 1812. They've seen probably Vikings arriving in North America, the birth of Jesus, the birth of Muhammad. I mean, these trees have seen history. One of the problems that they're facing is 20% of our mature giant sequoias have been lost. 20% since 2015. Part of the problems we're having is, even though they are resilient to fire, they're not necessarily fireproof. And so some of our trees have been killed by fire. You got to remember that plants have different common names. Scientifically, this plant is a redwood, but it's also called sequoia. It's not a coastal redwood, which is what most of us are familiar with. Some of these guys are the oldest and most ancient organisms on the earth. Let that sink in. the best way to control these things is that they will do, these guys actually evolved to periodically have fires. So they would deal with natural fires and as well as other fires. Like the Native Americans would light fires. Sort of a controlled burn. But there are some issues. For instance, the coastal redwood, as long as the roots are alive, the tree can sprout again. Unlike a giant sequoia, where if it dies, if the top dies, the whole plant is dead. So what is going on is the fires have become more, they're hotter because there's more fuel, and they're happening much more common. It's more common to have these big fires. And so what's happening, like I said, if it stays, the fires will burn up the younger trees because the younger trees just don't have the protection that the bigger trees have. And so when a fire goes through, it wipes out the younger trees and they're just not there anymore. And then if it gets up into the canopies where the bark just is not thick enough, it will kill the tree. So better to have a maintained undergrowth that is periodically burned than to have, it is potentially drought related, but it's also climate. So the climate is affecting things. Because if it's a drought, that's climate. So yeah. But think about it. These trees are ancient. And I'm not talking like 93 years old. That's 93 years old is nothing to these trees. Like some of these trees, realistically, were here for a mess of stuff. Yeah. Historic land management practices combined to create this understory that is really thick, and also it created these trees that were in the understory. Maybe not all the trees, because supposedly they only have a lifespan of about 3,000. So they might have been here to see mammoths. Maybe. The castle fire that we had in 2020 killed 10 to 14% of all mature sequoia. 19% of all giant sequoias were killed in just were killed in just 14 months. So there was a program set up, the Giant Sequoia Lands Coalition, which is a emergency group that includes public and tribal land management agencies in charge of the stewardship of giant sequoias. They can. The problem is you have to protect those seedlings that you plant, because if a fire goes through and wipes them out, you're just going to have to replant. So and protecting the land is great. I mean, that's good. But you want to focus on groves that have not experienced fires in recent years. Otherwise, what's going to happen is there's going to be fuel for these other fires, and it's going to burn up. So basically, if the fires are kept to the forest floor, the giant sequoias can tolerate a low to a moderate intensity fire. This is where a prescribed burn would take care of some of that undergrowth. It has to be done during a time when, well, you got to be able to get that to the trees. That's the problem. You have to do it. You have to do a prescribed burn outside of fire season. And you have to do it when conditions are just right. Because what you don't want is a fire to start from your prescribed burn. Right. So they might go in and they might manually remove some items. Now they also started killing sequoia, or not killing sequoias, but removing some dead trees. That's great. That's awesome. Again, that's a problem because animals depend on dead trees. So if you remove all of the dead trees, you're still creating issues. It's estimated that fighting wildfire costs more than 30 times as much as preventative land care and prescribed burns. The estimated cost to fight the 2020 SCF complex fire, that was the Shotgun and Castle fire, was $144 million. With that money, I could start my big project and have maybe some left over. Another thing that they're working on is education, how important that is to letting people know that active management for these trees is important, that the forest and the adjacent communities where people live are incredibly important. The benefits to the reduction of dead wood in the forest, massive. My concern is if you remove all of the fuel, you're not leaving material to decay. That's my only problem. So if that's what I can tell you. So I do, yeah, I'm thinking, or at least clean it out to an extent. They're not gonna do a prescribed burn every year, I don't think. But if they can do a buffer zone, so you might do a channel. You might clear land. So you might do one area of control burn that uses up the fuel in that area. And then next year maybe do another strip. I'm not sure exactly how they figure that out, but they do. That could be, it could be every 5 years. Let me tell you what is coming up, I think. Next, well, this week and then the next week, let me give you the next 2 weeks of videos. My voice is going. Can you hear it? It sounds a little bit foggy. Froggy. Sloth bear will be tomorrow. Ground ivy, Asian elephant, box jellyfish, boomslang, spotted turtle, and bunchberry. We are looking at ground ivy as an invasive, Asian elephant as an endangered. Everything else, we are talking about it being a species. Next week, or the week, yeah, whatever. Wells catfish as a species, dandelion as an edible medicinal, eastern gray squirrel as a species. We've already, high spicy furry fairy Alberto. We've already done eastern gray squirrel as an invasive species. And then we're going to do garlic mustard as an invasive species. Burmese python as an invasive species. Oh, furry Alberto. Well, that's not what it says, dude. And then we are going to talk about Burmese pythons again as a species, followed by rodents as a group. I am not giving out the year of my birth. Sorry. that information is not being given out. You can ask me about how old I am. Yeah, you shouldn't give out that information, dude. So that's what's coming up as far as videos go. The next live I like to do this. We are going to be doing, the next live is going to be a really cool one. It's going to be on shapeshifters, from skinwalkers to werewolves. November 1st is going to be... It's okay, Angelina. Shapeshifters from skinwalkers to werewolves will be October 29th. November 1st, Zoo to Do Honolulu Zoo. November 2nd, Take a Closer Look, Head Lice. Okay. Zoo to Do, Bronx Zoo. November 8th, Mojave Desert. November 9th, Be Safe Around Bears. November 12th is a Q&A. A Q&A. November 12th is a Q&A. If you read the pinned message, it will tell you that we have to reach 800 subscribers by the end of October or through the first week in November. If we can do that, I will do a Q&A, and not only will I do it, but it is for subscribers only. If you are not subscribed to the channel, well, at this point, it is only going to happen if we reach 800 subscribers. I will replace it with something else if we don't. But we are starting subscriber-only content, and this will be the first one to do it. And we're doing one a month. We have a subscriber-only Q&A in November. In December, we are doing a trivia night. That's on December 17th. In January, we are doing a game night. Subscriber only on January 18th. February 15th, we are doing a channel planning session. It is only for subscribers. And then March 11th, we are doing a zoo to do on the Cheyenne Mountain Zoo, and it is subscriber only. So those are happening. We're also going to start doing during lives an exhibit focus where we talked about exhibits. Yes, it is. It's great to have you back. Okay, Spicy Furry Alberto, don't post your birth date. That's not safe. Unless it's wrong. So we will be posting all of that information on the subscriber only stuff. That will be posted to the community page. Once I have a chance to do that. Guys, oh wait, no, I'm not. Guys, okay, that's better. It's been a slow evening. Oh no. No, he's not spamming. Now, yesterday's people, Mr. Aura Edits and Dogwatt4, they were spamming. Hey, Angelina, are you still here? It's scary. Not only is it scary in the fact that we're losing habitat, fire is a complex issue because a lot of our land is designed to have fires. We have trees that are designed to only open up their cones when they reach a certain temperature. The problem becomes we as humans we're moving into areas where we haven't lived before. We don't allow fires because fires are dangerous. Instead of controlling the fire to burn out what needs to be burned out. And so in some places what happens is there's too much fuel for the fire. And so the fires are worse than they used to be. That is what is so important with a controlled burn, that we are, able to burn off stuff. The other problem with the fires is that it of course destroys trees, or can, and wildlife. So there's that. Hope that answers your questions. I saw that. I am really sorry, Angelina. I hope it doesn't last. Where I live, we have days where they recommend we don't burn, but unfortunately, right now, the Pacific Ocean, I believe, is in El Nino. I can't remember if it's El Nino. Oh no, I am sorry. But we might be moving into La Nina. And um you would ask that. I have to look that up because I'm more of a naturalist. Okay, so El Nino. Wait a minute. I feel like I'm mispronouncing it. Basically, it is a cycle where the ocean surface and the central and eastern tropical Pacific heat up. And so what you end up with what then happens is you get these low level surface winds, which normally blow east to west along the equator. They weaken and they start blowing the other direction from west to east. So you get above average sea temps that can disrupt that shift in the winds and the weather pattern can affect the weather in the United States and globally. And I believe La Nina gosh darn it. La Nina refers to a periodic cooling of ocean surface temperatures. And this occurs typically every 3 to 5 years. Again, it's weakened into spring and early summer, so it impacts the weather across the areas. During a La Nina event, the changes in the Pacific Ocean temperatures affect the patterns of tropical rainfall from Indonesia to the west coast of South Africa, or South America rather. These changes in tropical rainfall patterns affect weather patterns throughout the world. These effects are usually strongest during the winter months when the jet stream is the strongest over the United States. It causes colder and stormier than average conditions across the north, and warmer and less stormy conditions across the south. And so during a La Nina, you get in the Midwest, we tend to have a warmer fall and drier than normal, while winters tend to be wetter than normal. English. Although La Nina is Spanish. I hope that answers your question, Angelina. So, La Nina hot, La Nina cold, and yeah, either way, it disrupts weather patterns. So, Carol, did I mention everything that I said I needed to mention? Well, not necessarily. Not necessarily, Carol, because like it says, for the Midwest, fall tends to be warmer and drier than normal, and winter tends to be wetter than normal. So, oh no. I'm afraid to ask. Carol, spicy, furry Alberto. You don't get to tell anybody that. Unacceptable. Totally unacceptable. Another comment like that, and you probably will be put into timeout, I would think. So again, November, I lost it. November 12th, Q&A. You guys get to ask me questions. I get to decide if I answer them or not. I will put a thing in the community page that will, where you can post your questions. I will decide if I answer them or not. So that is another thing that will be happening. I'm going to go ahead. If you go to my channel, there will be a thing set up where you can put your questions. Whatever, Angelino, whatever. Make it, if you can, PG, because I do have kids that come in. So I have to play by rules. So if you have a question that you want to know about me, put it in. I will answer as many of them as we can. But I'm working on that now. This Q&A will happen November 12th. Carol. Oh, I'm sorry, predecessor. Well, Carol, that's why I said PG. Yeah. I realize not everybody is, so if we do get questions that are questionable, I probably will not answer them. Okay. That's cool, predecessor. I'm not gonna. I know how that feels. What day is that? Is that a Friday? Gosh, I don't even remember. Carol, is November 12th a Friday or a Tuesday? That's so bad. I don't remember. It is a Tuesday. It's a Tuesday. Okay. So I will not answer any questions that are put up until the 12th, but it's already been set. Predecessor, just so you know, we are doing subscriber only lives starting in November. And those will eventually be posted to the channel. Yeah. They're going to be, I think we have the Q&A. We have a trivia event. We have a zoo to do. So, yeah. And they will all be, guys, we have 5 people in live and we have 4 likes. We might do another event. We might do another event on that day that will be subscriber only. Well, it depends on how many questions I get. If I get a ton of questions, we might go ahead and do it. But that is iffy at this point. Really, really iffy. You are more than welcome to ask questions. Please, please, please make sure that your questions are posted to the community page. Because I don't want questions being thrown in to the comments into the channel. I mean, into the live. I want them in one place. Does that make sense? There is a post on the community page in the channel for your questions. You can also, once this live is done and over with, I don't know why it hid that question. I don't know why it hid her comments. Can you guys see it? Well, Carol, I know you should be able to. Angelina, can you see that comment from predecessor? Okay. Okay, cool. Guys, do you guys know why YouTubers ask you guys to like their stuff? And what that does for us? Because we say that all the time. And I appreciate that, Angelina. Really spicy? Really? Then why? Um, so November 12th, big day, guys. I may no. He hasn't done anything to really deserve being kicked, but he definitely could get help if he needed it. I may go live during the week. It seems like I haven't been babysitting like I used to. So I may be going live during the day. It will not be announced. It'll just happen. So that's a possibility. We will be doing some Q&As that are not scheduled. Also, I want to pick up if you have any other questions or comments, you can throw those out. If you have, oh, that reminds me, Halloween. The 29th of October, we are doing Shapeshifters from Skinwalkers to Werewolves. Be nice, Alberto. Be nice. Okay, guys, we are an hour and 14 minutes over. I know Angelina came in a little bit later, and I know that, well, we're still chatting. I guess not. I'm hungry, but I'm also a little bit thirsty. And I don't know if you can tell, but my voice is a little bit rough. Which I don't know why. If for some reason I lose my voice by Tuesday, I will go live and I will do live from my computer. Me too. But evidently, I don't know. So guys, I am going to go. Have a great rest of your day. Enjoy your evening. And I will talk to you later, guys. Be good. Predecessor, hope you're feeling better. Remember, your questions for the Q&A have to be put into the community page underneath the post for the Q&A. It's the top post. You can't miss it. I will talk to everybody later. Remember to always be kind. Keep reaching for your goals. Never give up on yourself and always keep learning. And I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.